Hi guys, welcome to the next episode Adventure in United States of Ekaterina Lisina. Ekaterina Lisina is me. And today we're gonna have a kind of extreme episode. Me and my son, I'm currently picking him up from the school. We are going to ride those special jumping racing cars. I don't know the exact name of them. I have to ask him. And I have to ask Ruslan, who is gonna be guiding us. Ruslan is, by the way, only 14 years old. And we're gonna be riding that car, maybe learn how to ride, maybe just, have fun driving around. I know I've been in that car before. It was so much fun. And that's the reason why we are going there today. I hope you stay with us. I hope you will have as much fun as we do by watching this episode. And I will definitely take an interview from Ruslan because I really want to know how he got into that car industry and this specific car industry. So stay tuned and let's go! Like, I really don't understand what is going on with people. Like, why there was no traffic and then there is traffic out of nowhere. Like, how does it work? It was 59 minutes 40 minutes ago, and it's still 59 minutes. And I think это мы. Это мы? Да. Да тихо! Быстро, быстро! Я ее не погасила. Сука. Корыто! А? Сейчас она открыта. А из-за чего она дымит? Причин миллион. So, our trip ended up amazing way before it even started. I mean, it did start, obviously, but it finished much earlier than we expected. And my car was not on fire, but the smoke was coming out of the hood. Как капот? Hood? Yes. So right now we are waiting for a tow truck to tow our car, and I wanted to ask you guys if you believe in angels. And I feel that our angels decide to fire the car for better needs. I don't know why, because last time when we tried to go there, this is the second time when we tried to get to the destination to basically ride those cars that I was talking about. The first time we didn't make it because the traffic was so bad, and it became worse and worse and worse, and instead of an hour and a half it showed us like over 2 hours, like 2 hours 40 minutes or something. And we gave up on that idea and we went to aquarium instead. This was the first time. Second time, in the middle of the road, the smoke just starts coming out from under the hood on the right side, and I think it's a coolant, and it has something like on the coolant, like the something is on the cap of the coolant, whatever. So I want to ask you guys if you believe in like guardian angels or someone who is guarding you, and they can do things like that sometimes to basically stop you from something that where you're not supposed to be. Yes. So we're waiting for the tow truck, and then we're gonna go home. So I guess the episode is over before we even started, unfortunately. Not sure that if we will try to go there again. Yes, and I'm very I feel very sorry, and for Ruslan also, because he was waiting for us and expecting us. That's the second time that he was expecting for us. But I guess maybe we can do a video call or something, like a conference that I can interview him, and he can talk a little bit about his profession. Okay? Yeah, I definitely think it was a coolant, and why I think that, let me show you. But the final answer we're gonna get from mechanics, and I think it's gonna be the same. So, but why it happened? That's the question. Let me show you. This is what happened. Yes, and this was like this, just hanging, like it wasn't even locked. So it was the coolant. It's all over the engine. You can see it on the back, and the drops are green right here. Yeah. So yeah, I have to leave the car overnight at the service. Ow, it's not safe to drive it. I hope you guys have a good time. Let me know what you think about all this situation, and I hope you guys have a great day. Mwah. Hi, Ruslan.
Hi, how are you?
Unfortunately, we were not able to get to you, which was a very sad moment.
Yeah.
But I still want to do this interview, and I still want to do a couple of questions, those questions which I wasn't able to, give you face to face. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see if I can turn this around like this.
Perfect. Oh, like
Yeah,
me.
so we match, okay?
Perfect.
So I have this teenage look. Okay.
Perfect.
Yes. I don't think it suits me, but it's fine.
That's all right.
Yeah. So my first question, because of what happened.
Okay.
What were you planning to do with us?
So, I had two cars.
Mm-hmm.
One can fit 4 people in it, and one can only fit 2, which is me and another person.
Mm-hmm.
I was planning on doing some donuts with you guys. I have like last time, doing some donuts, maybe doing a couple jumps around my house. Was kind of the plan. I was gonna have one of your son help me change out some tires on the car so you can maybe learn a little about working on cars and stuff like that. Maybe he can learn a little bit of something, which was kind of my plan. Just do a little bit of driving and maybe teach him a couple things.
Okay. Because I was like, maybe guardian angels are like taking us away from this. So I don't know what was. I'm asking. That's why I asked you what was the plan, because I was like a little bit superstitious, because it's the second time we were not able to make it, and
Right. Yeah.
yes, my car is at service now. So okay, so name Ruslan, like you mentioned, I think you mentioned on your Instagram that you are like half Ukrainian or something like that.
Yeah. On my dad's side, they're full 100% Ukrainian, and on my mom's side, she's like Sweden and Norwegian, and a couple other things. But yeah, I'm half Ukrainian.
Okay, but you don't speak Ukrainian or Russian
No,
or?
I don't, because my grandparents speak full English, but they know full Russian too.
Uh-huh.
So, but they don't really teach me anything, and I don't really learn it anywhere else. So, no, I speak English, and then
Mm-hmm.
I also do American Sign Language because both my parents are deaf.
Okay. Oh, that's so you know this sign language.
Yeah, I'm fluent. Yeah, very fluent.
Cool. Cool.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I was confused when I start to film this episode. I was confused. What is the correct professional name for this type of cars?
It's kind of complicated. It's they're Polaris Razors,
Okay.
but they're classified as a UTV, utility terrain vehicle, I think is what they call it. But it's a Polaris Razor is what it
Okay.
is.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna put below,
Okay, yeah, yeah, perfect.
Okay, so when was your first time when you feel passion towards cars and specifically this type of cars? And tell us short story, like short version of your story.
Yeah, so I got into it when I was 3 or 4 years old, and I didn't really like it. But
Mm-hmm.
I was only there because my dad liked it, and he would take us on trips and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he bought me a quad, I think, yeah, or a four wheeler, and I rode that around a little bit, but nothing like super serious.
Mm-hmm.
So just like a tiny little quad I rode around, and then he bought me my first Polaris when I was 5, maybe 4 or 5 years old, and I
Mm-hmm.
drove that around a little bit, and it was a fun small car. And then we went to this like off-road event,
Mm-hmm.
and there was like a young boy, he's maybe like 14 years old, and he
Mm-hmm.
was driving one of these cars out in like this field. It was like a demo ride that they were showing everybody,
Yeah.
and I thought it was really cool. So I came to my dad. I said, "Hey, I think I want to race." So then we made up with like a little team, and we created a small team, and then we started going out racing, and then it's stuck ever since to maybe when I was like 9 years old. And
Mm-hmm.
from there, now I'm a race car driver.
Cool. That's a good one. That's a really good story. I mean, I've heard it before when we met for the first time, and but this is good for my I don't
Right.
know what's wrong with my English. Maybe I'm tired, maybe I'm tired after today's
Maybe, yeah. Too
yeah.
much to do today.
Yes, for my followers, for my whoever is watching my channel. So,
Right.
okay, next question. Yeah, I don't know if it's appropriate question, but I'm still gonna ask that. Tell us, so in Russia we say dark forest people, like if we don't have knowledge about certain subject, we say like, oh, dark forest, like I am dark forest. So tell us, dark forest people, how can you make money in that type of business or this type of field? Wait. Yes, this type of business. And are you making money already or not yet? I'm asking this question because I started to make my money when I was 14 with a
Right.
professional basketball career. So if it's a secret, you don't need to tell me. But if it's not, you can share.
It's a little bit tricky because these cars they cost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of depends. Like even if you win, it's still not even that much money. Um, but most of the people that make money off this type of sport or brand, it's normally from like a sponsor. Like it's
Yeah,
almost like
advertising.
basketball. It's almost like
Advertising.
it's almost like basketball. Like you don't make money from doing basketball, but it's from the sponsors.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So no, I don't make money. I'm more of a lose it, but it gets better in the long run. And it's not like basketball or soccer or anything like that. Like these are cars that I can use every day.
Yeah.
Like basketball, it's kind of different. Yeah, you play basketball, but once you do it so many times, it's not that fun anymore. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you played basketball every day for 20 years, it's going to get boring at some point. But for cars, it's not really like that because it changes so much. Um, so no, I don't personally make money off it. But how like to get money because like for example, you have to pay an entry fee to get into a race.
Mm-hmm.
So my entry fee is about $3,000, and that's That's just to attend.
Wow.
But then you got to factor in the gas for the car, and the gas that the cars take is not just like pump gas, like where you get from the gas station. I
Mm-hmm.
run race fuel, so this is about $11 to $13 a gallon, and these tanks have about 30 gallons in them, and we do like 400 to 500 mile races, and we get
Uh-huh.
about 4 to 5 miles a gallon.
Okay.
So this stuff goes out like that, and fuel for the car can be anywhere from $800 to $1,000 per race. Plus, you got to remember the truck fuel to haul the cars there,
Mm-hmm.
plus hotel expenses, plus you have to pay for tracking and transponding. So how they time your races, you have to
Mm-hmm.
pay for that as well. That's like $300. So every race, we're about $5,000 to $8,000 in money. So like my sponsors will normally cover my entry fee, and I'll have another sponsor cover my fuel, and then
Mm-hmm.
I kind of have to figure out my hotel and my food. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not super bad on my end, and it's you make a lot of connections in this type of business. Like you get to meet people, and then you can save that for later. Like if
Mm-hmm.
these people don't want to work with you at this time, if you ever need something last minute, you know you have those people there. So you make a lot of connections in this business is kind of where you make your money. But personally, me, how because I pay for my own race fees. So because some sponsors can't cover all the race fees because the race fees $3,000. So like not
Mm-hmm.
every sponsor wants to cover that every single race because there's like
Yeah.
12 races in a year. So
Yeah.
that's $36,000 in race fees in one year, and that's super expensive. So I have to cover some of them, and they'll help me. But I normally sell, and this may sound kind of weird, but I normally sell like used car parts because these car parts they you have to change them every race. So
Mm-hmm.
then when we're replacing all these parts, these are still good parts, but we can't use them for 500 more miles. So what
Mm-hmm.
I do is I sell them for like half off or 75% off or whatever. And that's how I make my money to cover some of the races. I don't do it for all of it, but I only sell them if I really have to. Like if I know I can use them as a spare, that's I'll keep them. But if I know I can't use it, then I'll just sell it. And that's kind of a little bit where I make my money. But no, I'm not really like making money because it goes somewhere else. It goes to
Uh-huh.
like my race fees. But there's plenty of people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions of off.
But you know how they do that, or you don't know how they do that.
No,
Like,
no, it's through advertising and
yeah.
through social media,
Mm-hmm.
and it's through sponsorships and all that. And I want to get to that level someday. I'm just not quite there yet, but I'm at the level to where like I can go to this person and say, "Hey, I'll advertise this for you if you give it to me for free."
Yeah.
And that's I yeah, I do stuff like that, but no,
Mm-hmm.
I don't get like paid $10,000 at a time.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like spread it out.
I have a question. So you are 14 years old now, right?
Yeah, 14.
How do you manage your stuff? Do you manage it by yourself or your father
Yeah.
help you
No, so my dad used to help me, but now
anymore?
up until I was 13, he kind of gave me like a choice where he said, if you don't want to do this, you're gonna have to stop. You have to stop racing.
Mm-hmm.
And because he didn't want to do it anymore, and if like I don't have a say in it if he doesn't want to do it anymore,
Mm-hmm.
because that's his choice. So I said, okay, fine, I'll take it over. And then ever since that I was like 13 and a half, I'm almost 15 now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been managing my social media, my sponsorship contracts, my all my emails, all my DMs, all that stuff I manage.
That's cool. That's so cool. That's
It's it's an
I say bravo
experience.
for this.
Thank you. It's an experience. It's been
Yes.
an experience for sure.
Okay. So, probably my last question. Are you planning to participate on any kind of event, competition, nearest future, and like when it's going to be and what type of event?
Yeah, I'm doing the Dune Fest event, and it's almost like it's got some jumps in it, and so people can be out there and watch me jump, and it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like a competition, so I compete with other people too,
Mm-hmm.
which is really cool. I like doing a lot of that. And that's in August, and that'll be in Oregon in Coos Bay, and then I'm going to be attending two more, which are both UTV takeover events.
Mm-hmm.
Those are in Oregon in October.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. In October and in June. So I might be attending those, but I'm for sure attending the Dune Fest events, and then I have my racing the rest of this season. and
Mm-hmm.
then until the 2024 season starts.
Do you race like against like your age category or like adults?
No, it's all adults.
Wow.
Since I was 9, it's all been adults, no
Okay.
kids. There's a couple of kids that do attend, but there's very, very few because like I started doing it when I was 11. This
Uh-huh.
like desert racing. Before that, I raced with kids my age, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't like that type of racing. It was just kind of boring. So then
Mm-hmm.
I went to the desert racing, and I raced with all adults, and we had to get like special how do I say it? Special permits for me be able to race. And then finally, maybe like 2 years, then some kids started to join because they opened up a permit for kids that wanted to race
Mm-hmm.
over the age of 14. But they let me do it since I was a professional driver and they knew I could do these type of races. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they let me attend to these type of races with a permit
Okay. How
with
many races? How many
with like an
races?
age restriction permit.
Yeah. How many races did you win?
So I've won in like my career, so it's not a lot. Because when I used to race these small races, they were against kids, and I could easily win. But in these races, the new racing, because this old race, it was maybe not even 2 miles long, 3 miles long. This
Mm-hmm.
new type of racing, this is 200 to 1,000 miles long.
Mm-hmm.
So these take like 20 to no, I'd say maybe about 5 to 20 hours for these type of races to do,
Okay.
because you're in the desert, so you're not on like a flat. And these cars, their speed limit's about 100 miles an hour. That's as fast as they'll go.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, you're in like rough
Yeah, yeah.
areas, so you're not always going 100 miles an hour. You're maybe you can be doing 20, you could be doing 30, then maybe you can be doing 100, and then you'll have to do like 50 or 40 again. So in desert racing, I haven't won any races because in desert racing, it's a it's an accomplishment only if you finish. Since these races are so hard to do, you can win, but it's super hard. Because since it's so long, you
Yeah.
have like more chances of breaking stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and the more chances you have of breaking stuff, the more chance is you're not going to finish.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole goal is to finish, but like all these big pro guys, they'll go for the win. I always try and go for the win, but we end up breaking a lot of stuff if we try and go fast in these long races.
Yeah.
You'll end up breaking stuff and then you don't finish.
Mm-hmm.
So with these long races, I haven't won anything, but I'd say I have about like 25 to 30 wins.
Hello. Hello. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yes, we are fine. We are fine.
Good to see you.
Yes, I'm also very happy to see him.
He said he's glad you got home safe after the
Oh
incident.
yeah, 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 yeah. It was coolant. You can explain him later. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sucks.
Mm-hmm. And what do you study? Like, are you in high school right now or in the
Yeah,
eighth grade?
I'm a freshman in high school. Yeah.
So it's for your first year in high school.
Yeah, first year.
And do you wanna go to like college or university after that? Like you
No,
want to do racing professionally. You wanna keep
so
doing that.
I want to keep doing so as soon as I get out of high school, I'm gone doing racing and whatever because um I'm
What?
home.
What? Wait, what?
No, I'm not going to college. I do so since I do professional racing, it takes a lot of time because like yeah, I go to these races, but then you have to like prep these cars for the next race.
Yeah.
And this takes hours and hours and hours of your time. And there's some times where we're working for a couple months straight just to get one car ready
Mm-hmm.
for a race, and I have 5 cars
Mm-hmm.
that I have to get ready for these races.
That's a lot.
Um,
Hello. Hello.
I'm his mom.
Yes,
Amanda.
yes,
Nice
yes.
to
Nice
meet
to
you.
meet you, Ekaterina. We're almost done.
okay, perfect.
Yes.
So it's very time consuming, and I already have like something going for me in my career, and but I hope to get in after racing after high school and whatnot. I can't do racing forever, so I plan into getting into real estate. I want to do rentals, or I want to do storage. I want to do apartment complexes.
Mhm.
That's what I want to do. I want to do real estate.
Okay.
But I plan on doing racing for as long as I can.
Okay. So until the high school, the end of the high school for sure.
Oh no, I'm not going to college for sure. No,
Okay, Ruslan, thank you so much for the
no
interview.
worries. Thank you.
And as I said, I'm so upset that we didn't get there. I hope we will get there at some point. Maybe in the
Next
summer.
time.
Maybe in the summer we will see. So thank you so much one more time. And
Thank you.
yes, we're going to be in touch and think about a mission. We need to complete the mission. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. Have a good
Thank
evening. Bye.
you too. Bye.